Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Important topic, one that I hope will be bipartisan, that we can stay focused on. This Congress, I'm leading the Federal Broadband Deployment Tracking Act with Congressman Soto to improve transparency and efficiency in the broadband deployment process. And our legislation, which unanimously passed the House last year, would require the NTIA to submit a comprehensive plan to Congress detailing how they will track permit applications to deploy on federal lands, which are essential for accessing easements and rights of way to build and maintain telecommunications. So a couple of questions here. I'll start with Mr. Spalter. Can you help underscore the need for this legislation and specifically provide maybe some examples of where one of your member companies had crews ready, equipment purchased, and federal funds allocated, but the project was delayed simply because a permit sat on somebody's desk?
In North Central Ohio is one example where we've had crews ready, spools deployed, forward deployed, ready to go, but we've been waiting and waiting and waiting for permits, particularly from a railroad line. California, we've seen multiple situations. One recently, 656 locations failed to be able to be served because of delays where our crews and our infrastructure and our capital was on the line waiting for approvals that never came, and so the provider decided they had to go walk. This is outrageous. It needs to be actually fixed, and your bill, particularly in driving forward efficiencies on 499 applications, is one of the many ways forward. It also requires a whole of government approach. We're really grateful that NTIA has undertaken its broadband task force to regularize how we can work across agencies, but it's initiatives and innovations like your legislation that are going to get us there.
Thank you very much. Ms. Pies, applying for a permit to deploy broadband on federal land can be lengthy and frustrating. As we just heard, how can we improve the process of getting a permit to deploy on federal lands?
Thank you for the question. I absolutely do believe that your bill would be an improvement. As I mentioned recently, the utilization of technology, whether it's online tools, a digital portal, the use of AI-driven software, can make that process much more efficient and much more effective. And some of the proposals that you have in your legislation would absolutely solve that piece of the puzzle.
Thank you very much. And Mr. Halley, do you have anything to add on the wireless side?
Yeah, I want to associate myself with both of the comments that they just made on the wireless context as well, and I really do appreciate the legislation that you've put forward because we do need to have increased coordination across agencies and, frankly, increased coordination between agencies and industry. So whether it's legislation like yours, which would require that coordination, or the development of portals to improve the technology that the agencies use, it's all very important. I was talking to one of our members earlier this week, and they were telling me about a project on Bureau of Reclamation land in California, where the state historic preservation officer about 2.5 years ago approved their plan to move forward. 2.5 years later, they're still waiting for approval from the Bureau of Reclamation. That's not acceptable.
No, it's no wonder the frustration is so high when you have to compete against the government, not at the speed of commerce. The Trump administration and NTIA's recent benefits and bargain round has streamlined the BEAD program and has removed unnecessary regulations which have lowered the cost of BEAD by tens of billions of dollars. Ms. Pies, could enacting the bills before us today further create savings for BEAD?
Yes, I think to the extent that the permitting process is streamlined, that we remove inefficiencies, that we create greater transparency and ensure that agencies are working from the same database of information, the broadband provider can cut costs and save money. One thing that I think is a little bit difficult to assess is when a broadband provider is seeking to be a subgrantee, they have to submit their costs in advance. So to the extent that they understand where those efficiencies can be gained, it can improve the process overall.
Thank you very much. Mr. Chairman, it just occurred to me, we've had a little bit of a talk of freedom of speech, and I just had a opportunity to meet with some veterans who, on both sides of the aisle, are calling for unity after this the tragedy. And so instead of being in here talking about just continuing to add to the nonsense, they're actually doing something about it. It'd be nice if everyone would do that. And there is a difference between freedom of speech and a company's right to terminate employment with somebody for insensitive remarks, which I think is really important. So I appreciate your leadership on everything, and especially having this hearing. I yield back.